Hello, hello. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, hello, friends. Oh, there we go. Okay. I can see people can see me. Good. Awesome. Hello, hello, hello. It's funny when you click the button like start, it doesn't look like what you would think it looks like. Hi, all. Excited you're joining me. If you would, I would love to see in the chat where you're all coming from today. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, pop into the chat for me and tell me where you're at. Ooh. Oh, gotta switch that. 1 second. Make co-host. I'm just trying to get our... We're using hello. Okay, Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, amazing. North Carolina, Birmingham, Alabama, Colorado. So good. Okay, let me just switch that. Okay, sweet. Oh, very exciting. Wonderful locations, man. Birmingham, Alabama. You're all in places that are warm. Well, not Colorado, but Dallas. Wonderful. Amazing. That's really cool. I am today in Germany. It was rainy and depressing, and we don't get weather like you do in the South. So I'm kind of jealous of you all there. Oh, well. Okay, sweet. And, good. Okay, cool beans. Let me... Okay, sweet. Yeah, we normally use something called Crowdcast for our webinars, but I switched over to Zoom this time to kind of like test out a new software. So thankfully, I think I've got the thing figured out, but it's definitely not easy. So it looks like a good number of you found the chat, which is awesome. If you are sitting here like, what is she talking about? Where are these people? If you go to like towards the bottom of this screen, it has a little like chat button. You can hop on in the chat, tell me where you're at. Tell me what location you're coming to me from today. Also, there is going to be a question and answer time at the very end of this. So if also towards the bottom down by the chat button, there's a Q&A button. You can pop in questions now or at any point as I'm going through. Minnesota. Oh yeah, Tara, that's awesome. You can pop in questions in the chat. Athens, Perth, Australia. Oh, Joe, I'm jealous. Perth, Australia. That sounds amazing. I stopped in the Sydney airport once for like 2 hours, and that's the most time that I've ever spent in Australia. But I really want to go for longer. But anyways, yeah, so as I'm going through the entire training today, if you have questions at any point, pop them in the Q&A area. I think you can also upvote them too. I'm going to go through all your questions at the end of this. So yes, leave me questions. If you put questions in the chat, I'll be honest, I probably won't see them. So do put them into like the proper like question and answer area below, because sometimes the chat goes really quick and I can't see what's happening in there. And yeah, those were my 2 important housekeeping items. We're killing it. So good. Okay, so if you give me about another Aussie, Charmaine, awesome. Where in Australia? No Canadians today. It's upsetting. I'm all alone. Man, where are my Canadians at? My people? None? No? It's too bad. Brisbane. Oh, cool. Brizzy. There's some really, I saw some amazing TED Talk one time with this guy from Brisbane, and he called it Brizzy, so I'm assuming that's what the locals say. Maybe I'm just making that up. Okay, let me. Missouri. Kim. Wow. Missouri's cool too. I've actually never been to Missouri. Okay, let me figure out how to share my screen, and then we're going to get straight into the training today. Give me 2 seconds just to do that. Share. Yes. Desktop. Good. Sick. Okay, good. I think you can see my slides, right? But let me open up the chat too. More chat open. Good. Sick. Yay, I can see everything. Hello, Washington. Yes, Calgary. Yay, I have a Canadian. Awesome. Oh, yeah, thank you, Mary, for mentioning that. My assistant is in the chat, by the way. So if you need any assistance, she's there to help. Okay, so let me just make that smaller. Okay, so friends, today we're talking about a topic that is very close to my heart, and one which I hope you're excited for. We are talking about finding clients as a new Squarespace designer. 7 costly mistakes to avoid. My friends, I'm going to be honest with you. This girl sitting right here made a lot of these mistakes. So I, by no means, give this presentation sort of wagging a finger at you. I give it knowing the struggle very well and really, really wanting to help you avoid the same situation too. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. So if we have not met before, my name is Paige. I am a few things. You probably found me through my blog. So I've helped over 250,000 people build Squarespace website through my blog, which I'm rather proud of. I am also a web designer. I have personally built over 50 Squarespace websites. I'm also an online educator, so I've taught over 500 students in my 2 different courses. And last but not least, I am a Squarespace authorized trainer and circle member. Those are 2 sort of like professional organizations that Squarespace sort of like runs. So yeah, member of both of those as well. So now before we start, I want to encourage you with a little piece of something here. I want to encourage you that this is your time to like fully immerse yourself and learn from all the things. And I promise you, if you take out actually tag me on Instagram later, I want to see your notes. Take out a pen and paper and start taking notes. Clear out all the other distractions, close all the other tabs, get rid of all the things, kick your dog out of the room, whatever you need to do to give yourself time to fully get into this. Because I swear, if you take just one of these mistakes and you turn them around, this could be a game changer for your business. So I really encourage you to take some time today and give yourself the time to fully get into the content that we're going into. So I also have a housekeeping item for you. That is, there is a special offer for those of you who stay with me till the end today. And this is going to go for roughly about an hour. I have about 45 minutes of content, and then I'm going to do, 15 minutes of questions. If it goes longer, we can go longer. That's no problem. So yeah. So I have a quick question before we get going. Does this sound like you? So you're thinking of starting a Squarespace web design business, but you don't have a clue how to actually land clients once you start said business. Or maybe you're thinking about starting the business, but you're worried that your lack of a marketing game plan is going to kill your business, so you're afraid to actually even start the thing. Or maybe you've actually started your Squarespace web design business, but you honestly feel a little frantic, alone, and confused when it comes to getting clients. I know the struggle. Or maybe you're looking at all the competitors, wondering how the hell they're booking out their calendars, and you are purely, like, squarely in the comparison struggle at the moment. Yes, done that one myself too. Or maybe you are getting inquiries, but they tend to ghost on you and you don't know what the heck you're doing wrong. It's really frustrating. I mean, someone shows up, they sound all excited, you get back to them, you're all stoked, and then you never hear from them again. It is literally the worst. So what you wish, on the other hand, is that you could wake up to inquiries filling your inbox from ideal clients that want to book you ASAP. They're asking you, what is your next design space? How can I get into your calendar? Now, I want you to tell me in the chat, I'm curious to know, have you already started a Squarespace web design business, or is this sort of like something that you're dreaming of starting in the future? Give me a message in the comments to let me know what the situation is for you. Already started, awesome. Already started a business. Oh, good, okay, cool, just so you know. Finished building my website, ready to start, yes, not yet, dreaming of doing it. Started but very early days, started, kind of started. Awesome, love that. Planning to start. Good. Already have started Square Design Business, completed both Square Secrets and Squarespace Biz course. Yay, Cassandra. On my way, already started reaching out, started slowly about a year ago, planning to start. Cool. Okay, so we're a mix. We're a mix, but mostly started. Some of you don't really know where you're at yet. That's awesome. Okay. And then one other question I have for you is, if you have already started, how long have you been in business for? How long have you been working at this thing? Year 2, Ashley, yay, 6 months, amazing. 6 months, a year, around a year. Cool beans. Oh, I have 2 Colleens, that's fun. Hello, Misty, less than a year, cool. 1 month, Kenzie, been randomly freelancing, okay. Yep. I hear you. Okay, good. And then actually, there's one last question, which I don't even have in my slides. Is it your dream to take this business full time, or do you want to have like you love your full time job and you're like, I just want to side hustle this and have like a creative, like fun outlet? Heidi, yes. Full time, Ida, awesome. Yes, full time, full time. Sweet. Sounds like y'all really hate your jobs. Perfect. I also know that situation well. Fun fact: before I was a Squarespace web designer. Well, I was a student, and then I worked at a kindergarten for 3 months and literally felt the soul sucking out of my body every single day I walked into that job. And that gave me the motivation I needed to follow through on some of these things, which we're going to talk about today. Okay, good. So very excited to help you get out of those jobs, people. So here's what you're going to learn today. First things first, we're going to talk about some good news. The good news is that you do not need to be everywhere doing all of the marketing strategies. In fact, I would argue that it could be really bad for your business. So I hope that comes as like really good news to you. We're also going to talk about how to avoid finding yourself on the hamster wheel of constantly and desperately looking for clients every single week. We're also going to talk about the marketing strategies that will kill your passion and motivation for your business. We're going to talk about what really happens when you niche down, what it really means when the experts say to figure out where your ideal clients hang out. I feel like so many people say that, and I'm like, yeah, but what does that actually mean? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the number one mistake that is keeping you small and struggling and how to avoid it. And lastly, we're going to talk about the keys to increasing your inquiry to paying client conversion rate and put an end to clients ghosting on you once and for all. So even though we were walking through the mistakes, I don't want this to be like a super Debbie Downer training by any means. I want this thing to really empower you and encourage you. Now that you're aware, or in just a few minutes, are going to be aware of the common marketing blunders and the things which a lot of designers get stuck in, you're going to be easily able to skip over these mistakes and not repeat them. That is really, truly my goal when it comes to this training today. So before we start, I have a little story for you. I want to tell you about how I got here and how I learned all this, aka why you should care to listen. So about 5 years ago, there's me, doing my master's degree. I was in Oxford, Mississippi, and I was studying, yes, recreation and leisure. And yes, I can see that. I can imagine that you're sitting there being like, I'm sorry, you studied what? Yes, that's a real program. I have a master's in that. Not joking. What I was doing on the side of university was I was just kind of like making a blog, had lots of fun with it. And I found that I liked the redesigning my website and giving it a facelift literally as much as I like the actual blogging. And so I had this idea. I was like, I wonder if someone would, hire me to build their website. But I had a few issues. One of them being I did not have any clients or portfolio. So that's pretty much where the struggles began. I decided I wanted to do this, but I had absolutely no idea how to get going and making forward momentum. So I found myself in a situation that maybe you're familiar with. I had this chicken and egg situation of like, okay, I need a portfolio in order to get clients, but in order to get clients, I need a portfolio. How do you get out of that one? I also had literally no clue how to market my baby business. So I went on Etsy, and I found that I got a lot of very low paying, embarrassingly low paying, like $500 websites, low paying sporadic clients, which was not ideal. I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. I was still in university. So, I mean, to me, it was like, just fun money on the side. But I mean, $500 for a website is pretty cheap rate. What I also did was I looked at all the successful web designers, I compared myself, and I felt not great in the process. So I'm thankful and grateful to say that literally years of trial and error later, I finally figured the entire thing out. I got myself fully booked in my web design business, so fully booked that I literally started referring clients to other designers like every single day of the week. That's how many inquiries were coming in. I got myself to the very top of Google when you searched Squarespace website designer. I had $10,000 months became my norm, and that is just from clients. You might be like, yeah, well, you have other revenue streams in your business, which yes, that's valid and that's completely true. But it's like just from one-on-one client work, $10,000 months were my norm. And I was getting literally, as I mentioned, inquiries every single day. My assistant, who's in the chat, her job is literally to send those inquiries to other web designers. She still does that to this day. So finally, I was very thankful that I got to finally focus on designing websites and not marketing my business constantly. I found that inquiries came in from the dreamiest of clients who had the budget to afford my prices. And most of all, I just felt a heck of a lot more confident in my business and a whole lot stressed about money, which was a real blessing in my life, which I do not by any means take for granted. So today what I do is I teach aspiring Squarespace designers how to start a business and land clients the right way without going through the years of trial and error that I had the joy of going through. So I want you to take a moment to imagine what it would feel like to have ideal clients inquiring through your website and booking consultation calls with you. You just wake up in the morning, you check your inbox, and you go, oh, Jenny, Joanna, and yada yada booked client consultation calls for later on. How amazing. Imagine having no awkward or uncomfortable salesy phone calls, and imagine having people ask you, how do I pay you, instead of why should I work with you over someone else? Someone at the very beginning asked me that question and I was just paralyzed. I just find that so uncomfortable. Like, I'm a slightly awkward human being, and that I was just like, I don't know, I'll do a good job. Like, it'll be a great website. Like, what do you want me to say? So it was wonderful when you can get your website to sell for you so you don't have to be doing it on the phone, because that is not a fun question to answer. So where do we start in the training? Mistake number one that we're going to talk about is doing all of the marketing strategies. So when I started, this is what I did. I read all of the blogs, downloaded every single freebie I could get my hands on. I listened to all of the podcast episodes, Googled like a mad woman, and I Pinterested like it was going out of style. And what I was searching for was like how to get clients, how to land clients, how to get clients as a designer, all those types of things. And I implemented every single marketing strategy, like every blog post that would say like, try this, and this. I did every single one of those things. What this led to was spinning my wheels, seeing literally no progress at all, no inquiries, just crickets rolling through my inbox. I ended up hating marketing, like hated marketing. I just said like, I suck at marketing. I don't know anything about marketing. I don't have a degree in marketing, which is valid. I don't have a degree in marketing. I ended up procrastinating a lot and doing everything else. So I had this like list of things. It was like, do marketing tasks was literally written in my planner. And then I would sit down to do that. And I was just like, oh, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So then I would just go and do everything else I could possibly think of. This led to feeling like a complete failure and actually failing when I went full-time in my business the first time. Going and getting a part-time job at said kindergarten, which I just told you about, dealing with really annoying 5-year-olds and just sitting there being like, did I seriously go to university for 6 years to be doing this right now? Like, are you joking me? And that killed my motivation for quite some time. So the good news is I took a second crack at going full-time, and I finally focused on select marketing strategies that I actually enjoyed, and here are the results that I saw. What happened was I grew the traffic to my website consistently month over month. It wasn't like all of a sudden like viral post situation. It was just like every week I would see like slight progress, and I was like, yes, keep going. And then I started getting inquiries to come in slowly but surely, and then they just like exploded exponentially. I tracked the statistics that mattered in my business. So I wasn't tracking like Instagram followers and I don't know, YouTube subscribers or whatever. I was tracking like how many people are coming to my website, how many people are inquiring, how many people am I getting a consultation call with, and how many people are actually converting into sales. And those are the things I was tracking, and those are the things that I focused on. They say when you, I don't know what the saying is. It's like, what gets measured gets managed. I think that's the saying. And so it's basically like when you're focusing on certain things, when you're tracking those things, that's what you end up focusing on, and that's what ends up improving. All of these little bits and pieces led to more motivation, feeling a lot less frazzled and stressed because I felt like I was actually doing, like, I feel like, oh, thank God, I finally found something that was working. And then I actually booked clients, which was just heavenly. So here's an insider secret for you. I am friends with a lot of the big web designers in the Squarespace world these days, and here's a secret for you. They literally all, myself and the rest of them, have 1 or 2 marketing strategies that completely book out all their calendars. That brings them all the clients that they could ever want or need, and then some. So truly, when I say to you, like, you don't need to do everything, I hope that comes as really good news. And truly, if you can just kill it in 1 to 2 areas, that is literally all you need to book yourself. So I don't want you to believe the lie. You do not need to be everywhere. It just kills your time and it kills your motivation. And if you can do one thing damn well, you can just get back to designing websites instead of constantly marketing yourself. So mistake number 2, only focusing on short-term marketing strategies. Now, what do I mean by that? Here's some example of short-term marketing strategies. 1 is, say, pitching yourself by email. 2 is freelancer websites or Etsy. 3, agency work. So that's if you work, there's some sort of web design agency that like gives you clients. I have also done this in the past. I'll tell you more stories about that in a second. And then also, honestly, it basically is a freelancer website is the Squarespace marketplace that is pretty new these days. So we'll talk about that a bit. So these are all what I would classify as short-term marketing strategies. So yes. So here's what happens when you only focus on these strategies. Yes, they will bring you clients, but the problem is that you're going to always be marketing. This is not like a long-term game. If you're pitching by email, yeah, it works, but you're going to always need to be pitching by email. So that means you're going to always be marketing. You're not going to be able to like step off the marketing hamster wheel at any point. You're going to do your client project, then you're going to go back to marketing again and again and again. You're going to stress about your next job and where the heck your income's coming in from. You're going to desperately take on literally any client that comes your way. You're never going to be able to focus on growing and improving your business into a reliable living. And you're going to be stuck in this like marketing hamster wheel again. Not fun. So basically, you're going to have an unstable business. So here's the story about that agency I mentioned. So I posted some of my design work on Dribbble, dribble.com. It is it's like social media for designers kind of thing. Like you share your design work on there. And so I posted my work on Dribbble, and it just so happens that there was like this web design agency that needed more Squarespace designers. So they went on Dribbble, searched Squarespace designer or Squarespace website or something, came across some of my work and got in touch with me. They brought me on as one of their like contract designers. And I was doing projects for them for, I think it was like over a year or so. And honestly, like there were some pros and cons to it. But some of the pros were like literally they would just send me emails being like, hey, Paige, here's another project. Here's the details. You want it? Let us know by the end of today. And I'd be like, yep, sure, I'll take it. And so I didn't have to do like anything in terms of marketing because literally like they would just send me an email every like couple, I don't know, week or so. And I could just ask for pretty much, they like just had this like unlimited number of clients coming to them somehow. And so I would just get all my clients from them. I realized though that like if I wanted this to be my full-time job, that I couldn't really rely on a company that I wasn't actually employed by. I was just a contractor. Like they would just send me work. And I'm sure you know, like if a recession ever hits or a business, I don't know, struggles or whatever, the first people to go are contractors because they're not actually employees. And so I knew that I didn't want to put like all of my eggs in that basket and that I wanted to have something that like I wanted to be able to get clients through my own business and not just through someone else's. So I started blogging. And literally 6 months into consistent blogging, I got my first client through the blog and then they just kept coming. And thank God they did because that is exactly the time when that agency just like completely shut down and like changed directions. They changed directions and then they shut down actually. And there was a lot of other web designers who they like this gravy train had been rolling for them for a while. So they're like, yeah, I don't need anything else. No, one day the gravy train stopped and they were frantic about where they were going to be getting work from. And thank God I had actually implemented a marketing strategy myself and didn't just rely on this company. So the good news is now that you know this, you can focus also on some long-term strategies, which are going to bring you clients months and years from now. So don't just put all your eggs in the short-term marketing strategy basket. Yes, we'll get you clients now, but this is not a good way to like build a good business foundation for the future. So this is Erica. Erica runs BitCat Creative. She does custom website designs, and then she also has some fabulous Squarespace templates. So what Erica did when she first started her business, I guess y'all are from Australia. She's from New Zealand, I think, not Australia, but she has a great accent regardless. She now lives in Canada, fun fact. So she started blogging and Pinteresting for her business. That's the marketing strategy that she decided she was going to do. She actually created like mock websites and then posted them to Pinterest, like posted the pins to Pinterest. And then people would see those mock websites, be like, oh my God, such a cute website. Go back to her website and actually get in touch with her and book her. And again, that was like not a real website for a real client. That was like a mock website. But anyways, so She spent all of her time in the beginning just Pinteresting and blogging and Pinteresting and blogging and Pinteresting and blogging. And those are definitely long-term marketing strategies. They do not bring you clients immediately, but they will over time. The good news for her is that now she's fully booked and she does not have time to be doing marketing constantly. And so she has found that certain pins or blog posts that she has posted years ago still bring her clients to this day. So that's what I mean when I say like long-term marketing strategies can bring you clients over time, literally years later. So mistake number 3 is getting clients via low quality sources. So again, those are things like freelancer sites, Squarespace Marketplace, Kijiji, or Craigslist, and Etsy. The reason that you don't want to do this is that it leads to bargain hunter clients. And bargain hunter clients they love bargains for one. They also love getting all of the things and not paying much for said things. So scope creep is a real issue. That means you agree to do like 5 pages plus, I don't know, like set up their social media accounts or I don't know, do the copy on their website or something. And then suddenly the project ends and you found that you've done like 9 pages on their website. You've ended up doing like creating all their social media accounts and you've done the copy and you've done some graphic design things. And then you've also went and shot their photos too. Like the thing just slowly but surely explodes and you're like, how did it get so out of hand? And what this, I'm sure you can imagine, leads to is resenting your clients and your business because you feel like you're taken advantage of. And the truth is you probably are being taken advantage of. So these are the types of clients who are really kind of difficult and annoying to work with. And they want all the things, but they don't feel like paying for all the things. And they generally, these are the projects that you're doing for like $500, $1,000, that sort of thing. Like these people don't have budgets but what they want for their budget is like quite excessive. So yeah, mistake number 4 is marketing to everyone instead of marketing to a specific niche. Now, I don't know if you know Marie Forleo, but she's wonderful. She's the guru of online marketing. And she said once, and it's so true, if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. So what she means by that is you need to pick a niche and just go after those people. And you will turn people off in the process, and some people will not like your message, and some people will not like your business, and I don't know, whatever. But there's going to be other people who freaking love you and who are so stoked to get to work with you. And that is what you really need. So when you niche, you make yourself the only option. And let me give you an example of this. So after college, I moved to Germany. I am self-employed. I don't work for a German company. I am living in a country where I'm not fully fluent in the language. And as you can imagine, German, 1, hard. 2, trying to figure out like tax law and insurance in German is just literally impossible. So I was like, okay, I'm assuming save for retirement or like buy an investment or I don't know, do something for my financial future, get an insurance on like, I don't know, disability or something. And I had no idea what to do. And so I was like, all right, financial advisor, like hook me up. And so what I did was I started researching to find a financial advisor. And literally the problem was that like, 1, I needed someone who spoke English. I needed someone who understood like the requirements of someone who kind of like travels a lot. Like when it comes to even like my health insurance, I spend, I don't know, 3 to 4 or 5 months, depending on the year, not in this country, actually. So I travel around a lot. So my needs are kind of specific. And I also was like, any retirement plan, like, I don't know if I'm going to live in Germany for the rest of my life. So I need my retirement plan to like move with me. And so not all in like financial advisors are going to know how to deal with that type of situation. And so I found a financial advisor and they literally specialized in English speaking expats who lived in Germany who are self-employed. And I was just like, perfect. You're like, sign me up. When can I work with you? So it turns out this financial advisor, I mean, if you think about it, I don't know the percentage of expats who speak English who run an online business in this country, but I'm going to guess that it's definitely less than 1% of the population. This financial advisor eliminated like 90-something% of the potential customers in this country. And you would be like, that's insane. No, it's actually pretty genius because for someone like myself, for everyone like myself, this guy is literally the only option that we have. Like we would never go to anyone else. So he actually nailed it. Another story for you, showing the value of a niche. Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income gave this example, and so I'm definitely going to credit him for it. I did not come up with this one myself, but he was saying, he's like, imagine that you want to go run your first half marathon, and you're all excited, and so you're like, okay, I need a new pair of running shoes, and so you look in the mall, and you're like, okay, there's like Walmart, there's Payless, there's, I don't know, like the fancy high heel store, then there's like the flip-flop store, then there's the Crocs store, and then there's like the, I don't know, general everything store. And then there's the Runner's World store. The Runner's World. Like, which store are you going to go to? You're obviously going to go to like the running specific store because you want a running shoe. And you want someone who maybe has run a half marathon before to give you some tips. You want someone to advise you on that purchase who actually knows the topic. Like, you don't want some girl who's like, yeah, these are the cutest heels, they'll go with your mini skirt. Like, that's not useful to you. You want someone who can inform you on running. So of course you're going to go to the running specific store to get your running shoe for your half marathon. So again, this type of store has gotten specific. They're only selling one type of shoe, but if you're going to go be a runner, you're going to go to that store. It just makes sense. So when you niche, here's the thing that you really need to do. You make all of the details completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter if you're more expensive than the other people. It doesn't matter if you're in an inconvenient location and can never meet your client in person. It doesn't matter if you're booked out for the next 6 months. People will still book in with you regardless of all of those things because you've made yourself the only good option for them. So that's why niching is so important. So rest assured that when you niche your business down, you're going to become the go-to expert 100 times faster. If you're trying to be the expert in, I don't know, all Squarespace website design, that's going to be tough. But if you want to become the expert, and Mary, I'm just going to use my assistant as a prime example, she is creating Squarespace templates for wellness entrepreneurs. Yep. Squarespace templates for wellness entrepreneurs. If you want a Squarespace template and you're like a yoga studio, she's literally the only person who's going to be serving that market, unless you steal it from her, but don't do that. But anyways, so the thing which I know that there's a lot of pushback when I say like, you've got to niche down. There is one thing which I want you to know is that if you end up disliking your niche, you can totally change it. You are not stuck with it for life. You are not married to it. You can leave. You can divorce the niche if you want to. It's totally okay. And the other thing is you can also expand over time. So maybe you start as the person who is really great at integrating, I don't know, there's something called Mind Body. It's like it's what a lot of fitness studios and spas and stuff use for their like bookings or whatever. So maybe you're the expert at integrating Mind Body into Squarespace websites, but over time you can expand on that and you become the expert on, I don't know, I'm blanking on softwares right now. You can expand on that and add on other things to your business over time. Once you get established in one area, you can start moving into others. You might notice this in my own business. I started with like Squarespace website design for creative entrepreneurs. Now I'm talking a lot more also about like general online business too. So I started with this specific niche and then I could sort of like expand on that over time once I sort of like nailed and like got that one market down. So just know if you pick a niche, you're not married to it. You can always change it or you can expand. So don't be so afraid of niching. Now, mistake number 5 is not going deep enough when determining where your ideal client hangs out. So I'm going to share 2 stories with you. The first story is from Katie from a website called Dropcap Design. She makes the most unbelievably beautiful websites and brands. Truly, this girl is killer. So when Katie got started, she went to design school and she finished design school and found that they don't actually teach you anything about running a business or getting clients or marketing, which is kind of important if you want to be a designer. So what she did, she decided that she wanted to work with like the influencers of Dallas. She lived in Dallas. I think there's someone from Dallas here with us, right? So what she did was Katie found the coffee shop in Dallas filled with the most entrepreneurs, and she basically made it like her office. So she didn't just go to any coffee shop, like she researched the coffee shops and tried to figure out like where are the most self-employed people staying. She's like, I'm self-employed. I'm not just chilling in my apartment all day. Like I'm also out there at coffee shops. And so I know other people who are self-employed and therefore running their own business are doing this too. So like, which coffee shop has the most people who are self-employed. She also, and because I mean self-employed people, they have a business, they need a website. They're kind of like small businesses. She wasn't really targeting corporations. Then what she also did was she started going to the hairstylist that did all the top Dallas influencers' hair. So Katie said that this hairstylist was in the like expensive but worth it category. And so she was like, all of the girls who are influencers, they're going to this hairstylist. So this is the places which I need to be. Now, so Katie has been a designer for 5 years and she works full-time in her business. She began getting so many inquiries that she now has a small team to handle all of the work. So it's not just her drop cap design anymore. And you'll find that her portfolio is full of Dallas-based businesses and influencer work. So how did that happen? She sat down in that coffee shop. She made it her office. She started getting to know the baristas and the other people sitting beside her and just being like, hi, I'm Katie. What are you doing? And so she would, talk to people and she would build a connection. She would tell the barista what she did. And so then when the barista, met someone else who was chatting with them, they could sort of like refer over to Katie. Or also when she was sitting in the hairstylist chair, which if you are familiar with hairstylists, you know that their job is literally half of it is cutting your hair, doing your hair. And the other half is just chatting with you and like having a conversation and getting to know your life. And so what she would do with this hairstylist is she would say like, hey, I'm a web designer. If you know any influence, like I really love working with like these types of people, like influencers who are in like the fashion or beauty world or whatever. And so if anyone of your clients, like your other girls who are sitting in your hairstylist chair, kind of fit that description, like, can you send them over my way? And so this girl started literally just like sending her all of these influencers. So that is how Katie got really specific with like figuring out where her ideal client hung out and then literally going to those places and building connections and just getting to meet people in the area. Now, this is Hester. Hester runs a sweet website called Delilah Creative. And so Hester was an expat in Singapore. And apparently there is some like markets that happen 3 or 4 times a year in Singapore. And all of the like expat female entrepreneurs have sort of their like wares and their goods at these markets. So apparently what Hester said was that I guess there's like a lot of jobs for like the men and finance or whatever. And so their wives come along, but they don't really have, anything to do in Singapore. So they kind of like start their own business. There's like a lot of female entrepreneurs apparently hanging out in Singapore. So what she did was Hester decided like these markets are where my ideal clients are hanging out. Like I want to have my portfolio full and I just want to work with all these women who are just like me, just like moved to Singapore as well. And their husband's working in finance or whatever. And so they are building their own business and they need a website for said business. She decided that that was going to be her ideal client. So what she did was she figured out these are the markets that they're all going to be going to. So she engaged with all these people on social media beforehand. She brought little like printouts of all her information about her business and her web design services. Then she went to the market every single time that it was happening. And she would go chat to all the other vendors. And she said it was perfect because like she was kind of their ideal client. They were her ideal client. It was really easy to, strike up a conversation. And then what she would do is like a week or a couple of weeks later, she would go stop by all their shops around Singapore and just be like, hey, and she would, by the way, also other important aspect, she would answer questions for free. Like if she would just say like, oh, I'm a web designer. And the second you say I'm a web designer, people are like, oh man, I was trying to figure out which platform I should go on. Like, have you heard of, Wix, Weebly, WordPress, Squarespace, whatever. So she would start giving just these answers freely. And then when she would go into their shops later, and a lot of people, if they have a bad website, they know they have a bad website. And so, so she would just rock up to these shops later, we'll go stop by, say hi, go see the owner or whatever, and sort of mention like, oh yeah, have you figured out like what you're going to be doing about your website? And that tended to book her out. So Hester is in year 3 of her business. She has a full-time team of 4 people, 4 different designers, and she is the go-to designer for the Singapore female expat entrepreneur market. So I know that's a very specific market, but she's literally owning it. She said there's other people trying to like come into that now, but she said all of these women, they all go to each other's websites to try to to scope out their competition basically. And then what they do from there is they scroll to the bottom of the page and they see like designed by Delilah Creative, designed by Delilah Creative, designed by Delilah Creative. And they start going, maybe I should get Delilah Creative to design my website. And I can tell you this has happened with me too. I designed a website for a play space, like an indoor children's play space in New Jersey. And what happened? Like 2 months later, I had another inquiry in my inbox from a children's play space also somewhere else in New Jersey. And what did they do? They went and creeped all the other PlaySpace websites, figured out who designed it, and then clicked on the link in the footer, which, by the way, make sure you put the link to your website in the footer of your client's website. You can put that in your contract to say, like, it's required to put it in there. And yeah, so that'll get you linked back to your website. And once you sort of own a market, the snowball effect happens because everyone else wants you to design their website too in that, whatever that field or niche is that you've owned, basically. So most designers will say, if I ask them like, okay, where do your ideal clients hang out? They'll be like, they're on Instagram, and then they call it a day. But I want you to get way more specific and deep about who your ideal clients are and where they hang out. And if you're not sure about this, you got to go talk to the people. Like, you've got to find some people who fit sort of like your ideal client avatar, and you actually need to go start having conversations with them. And it's not a hard conversation. The conversation is literally just like, hey, describe your day for me from like the time you wake up. And then they'll go through like, okay, and then I go to this coffee shop to go work. And then I go to this gym. I go to CrossFit at yada, yada, something. Or I go to this yoga studio or whatever. And then on the weekends, I go to this market. Like, note down all of those things. And yes, your people are probably on Instagram. I mean, everyone's on Instagram. But you need to get more specific than just that. And then once you find out where your ideal clients are hanging out, you need to go there and be really active in that community. Get known in that community. Help people in that community and answer the questions in that community. Then, when you do this, you're going to become the go-to designer in said community. You're going to build authority, and you're going to build that snowball effect. And then get ready to be super selective with clients or hire on some team members, because you're going to need to do one of the two. Now, mistake number 6 is sitting behind your laptop all day, working on things that don't actually move the needle. So when you have 0 clients lined up, you have one job and one job only, my friend. And that is to execute on your chosen marketing strategy. And then you're going to do it again. You need to shout from the rooftops about what you do. I know it can be scary. I know it can be scary to, say, I'm a web designer, when you kind of don't feel uber confident in that field. But you've really got to shout from the rooftops about what you do. Like, so many people in your life have an interest in starting something. And I can tell you this now, because when I started my business, I was like, I don't know anyone who runs a business. I don't know anyone who has a blog. None of my family is entrepreneurial. Like, I don't know anyone. And then the second I started becoming known as someone who knows about websites, all of these random people in my life started like coming out of the woodwork being like, oh, by the way, because they're kind of quiet when they start things and they're nervous about it. Start coming out of the woodwork being like my old roommate from like second year university, my uncle, my sister, all these people were just like, oh, by the way, I need a website. Like, can you, give me some information on that or whatever? So you need to really shout from the rooftops about what you're doing. Because if you're really quiet about it, I mean, there probably are people in your life who you could be helping, but you just don't know about it yet because they're also kind of being shy. Then you got to go meet humans in real life. I want you to go to coffee without feeling guilty about it. Like, going on coffee dates is actually very beneficial in the beginning stage of your business. And then enjoy having the free time to market your business, because believe me, once you get booked out, it's not always going to be this way, and it's going to be really hard to actually fit that marketing time in. Hopefully, though, if you implement a long-term marketing strategy, you won't actually need to be doing it forever. Now, the other thing is you got to get yourself out of procrastination station. Do not tweak your website. Do not change your pricing. Don't vacuum your house or wash your cat. You need to get on the marketing train. I was super guilty of this. I changed my website a zillion times. I just gave that thing a facelift as many times as I could, because I didn't really want to be, I had do marketing tasks on my planner. And I was like, I don't really know what that means. So I just went back to tweaking my website again. Believe me, that didn't move me very far. So the best thing you can do is get up from behind your laptop, build real relationships with real in-person, real life humans, and then focus on marketing. And I mean, marketing is basically just helping people with a problem, informing them on said problem. And then when they're like, oh God, I can't do this, then you just build their website for them. My marketing strategy was blogging, and I'm not saying that you need to blog. You absolutely do not need to blog if you don't want to. But I mean, basically what I was doing was I was giving free information away on the blog, and then a bunch of people would take that free information and they would go build their blog with it, and or their business, whatever, their web design website. A bunch of other people would also be like, oh God, I just don't want to do this. And then they just message me and be like, you're going to do this 95 times better and faster. Can I hire you? So it really, build real relationships and then just help people. And that's basically, if you don't like the word marketing, just think about helping people. And that's pretty much the same thing. Now, mistake number 7, we're almost towards the end, is appearing difficult to work with by having a sloppy onboarding process. Now, I got another story for you. This is Nisha. She's from Nisha Woolery. I think it's .com or .co, I'm not sure. So Nisha, back in the day, was looking for someone to do some hand lettering for her. And so what she did was she inquired with multiple artists, and she quickly realized that the person who stood out in her mind the most had the most clean and efficient inquiry and onboarding process. And she just figured, like, well, if this girl makes it the easiest to like get in touch with her and, know her pricing and figure out when I can work with her and know her schedule and what the process is going to be like, then this girl's obviously going to be the easiest one to work with. So that's how she chose her hand letterer. Then Nisha did a little reflection for a quick minute and realized, like, you know what? When someone inquires with me, I don't actually make it that easy on them. I should probably up my game in my onboarding process. So what Nisha did, Nisha is self-proclaimed, very much so not an extrovert, very much so an introvert, and she hates doing phone calls with people. But she decided, like, you know what, the business requires it. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to start offering free consultation calls. And from there, she started to see a dramatic increase in conversion rate from inquiries to actual clients. The free consultation call in between made a huge difference for her. So I want you to ask yourself a couple questions first. First off, do you offer free consultation calls right now? Second, do you schedule the calls via back and forth emails, or do you have an appointment scheduler? Scheduling via back and forth emails is a nightmare for you and your client. So if you can get something like Calendly or Acuity, that is going to be a game changer in terms of like efficiency of people actually booking those calls. The easier you can make it, the lower the barrier to entry of them booking the phone call, the better chance that they're actually going to do it. And then I want you to look at your website, and you got to figure out, like, how clear is it actually? Like, look at it from the eyes of someone who has never been on your website before. How clear is it on how they get started in working with you? Like, they go to your services page, they read through it, they're like, okay, cool, I want the gold package or whatever it is. And then they're like, what do I do next? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So you've got to do, like, step 1, fill out this contact form. Step 2, we'll book a consultation call. Step 3, we chat about your project and book you in and get started on whatever date. So make it very clear. If you can break it down into like a 3-step process, it's like super simple. Everyone loves 3-step processes. Break it down on your services page. Don't just have like the information of your services or your packages. Actually put like, then do what? What am I supposed to do? Make that call to action on your page uber clear. And then ask yourself, do you have an onboarding page or a welcome package? Because this also makes things real easy for your clients. And another question to ask yourself is, how long do you take to get back to inquiries? Basically, the faster, the better. I wouldn't, in some situations, it's like, no, I don't want to look too desperate, but like, no, in this case, just like get back to them ASAP. So you can use something like if you don't want to spend your life, change your laptop, which I am fully there with you. It would be useful. A CRM system is able to like automatically get back to all inquiries and be like, okay, cool, this is what's happening next or whatever. It just leaves a really good impression. So that is another tip for you. So if inquiries are ghosting on you, you can significantly reduce the issue by critically looking at your inquiry and onboarding process and making it as simple as possible for your clients, and also making sure to include those free consultation calls. So to recap, today you learned to avoid being everywhere and implementing all of the marketing strategies, to avoid only focusing on short-term strategies, to avoid getting clients via low quality sources, to instead get super specific with a niche. Think outside the box in terms of where your ideal clients actually hang out, to focus on marketing and marketing only while you have the free time now, and to clean up your onboarding process so to up that client landing conversion rate. So let me take a quick guess. I'm assuming that you're here because your dream is to effortlessly land clients and not always be desperately on the search, stressed out about with who and when you're going to work with your next client. I'm assuming that you've probably searched through all the blog posts, videos, forums, and still don't actually have a solid plan in place on how to find clients. You've probably felt helpless before when you sit down to complete whatever your marketing tasks are, and you feel that you're spinning your wheels and not actually making any progress. Again, did that one myself. You really just want someone who's been there and has landed clients consistently and successfully to show you what the heck you should be doing right now. Now, my friend, good news for you. Now is your chance. So I really want for you to be bringing in clients consistently so you can get back to designing websites and not marketing 24/7, because y'all got into web design, not marketing. I want you to have a clear plan to follow so you can stop questioning yourself and instead get to implementing and building your business. I want you to experience what it feels like to serve your clients with a creative skill that you love to do and to actually be paid well for doing it. I want you to build a web design business that truly serves and supports yourself and your family. So my friend, I just know that is your time to stop dreaming and to start taking action on building a Squarespace web design business of your dreams. So remember that nothing I've shared with you today is theory or ideas. These are all things that I myself have tested and experienced and seen firsthand, sometimes not pleased about seeing them firsthand, but I did. Now remember, well, it would be uber cool. I'm unfortunately not a unicorn. I did go to college, but I sure as heck did not go to college for marketing or web design or running a business or anything of that sort. Again, recreation and leisure degree right here. I didn't have any secret tool or access to expensive resources, and I promise you that if I can do this, you absolutely can too. I really, truly believe that it is possible for you. So what I want to do today is I want to invite you into my course, Square Secrets Business. Now, Square Secrets Business is an online course that hands you a complete Squarespace web design business blueprint so you can finish off with a business strategy, a marketing plan, processes, systems, and a heck of a lot of confidence. Basically, if you bring the web design skills, I'm going to bring you a complete business strategy that will have you begin working with clients and bringing in the dollar bills so y'all can finally quit those 9-to-5 jobs. So, here is Shay. Shay just emailed us today, actually. She went through the course, and then this is what she had to say afterwards. She said, my husband and I started a graphic web design company last year while living abroad. We immediately got a lot of clients, albeit low paying, and we were able to develop a great portfolio, but we found ourselves stuck as to how to really take the business to the next level. Now my confidence level has truly skyrocketed. Paige helped me overcome my imposter, fraudy feelings about being self-taught in this business. We have already doubled our prices and expect to easily fill our calendar in the next year. Then this is Jennifer. Jennifer has taken both my Square Secrets and Square Secrets business courses, also a redhead, which is amazing. She said, after taking the course, within the next 6 months, I expect to reach my goal of $10,000 a month. If you're on the fence, do it. Paige puts every last detail out there for you. And at no point will you be left feeling like you need to fill in the blanks. This course is worth every last penny. And best of all, you're getting insight from Paige and other experts who have been there, done that. You're able to skip ahead and do things right the first time. In the future, I'm excited to run my business full-time with the ability to work whenever I want. I'm so excited to have the flexibility to put my family first while bringing in more money than I ever could in my current work. I'm pretty sure, I want to say that Jennifer was an accountant before and she was really stoked to get out of that. Oh, this is Amber. I love Amber. Amber said, your course was the exact answer I had been praying for every day after years of trying to make it as an entrepreneur and ending up back in a 9-to-5 over and over again. Last year, I reached my breaking point and I vowed I would figure it out. This course has completely revolutionized my understanding of running a web design business. Now I have a very clear understanding of how to actually schedule my time and what I should be focusing on and when. I truly feel that I'm on the right path to actually achieving my goal of being booked 3 months in advance. I truly cannot thank you enough for creating this course. It has changed my life. If you are serious about running a business as a web designer, You must take this course. Notice I didn't say should or might want to. I'm saying you must. And I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. This is hands down the best online course I've ever taken. Now, let's talk about what the heck is in this course that all these people are talking about. So here's what you get when you join us inside the course. You get lifetime access to the 6 core Square Secrets business modules, which, by the way, is over 12 hours of video lessons. So believe me, I did not skimp on content on this thing. I like to talk, so it's 12 hours long. There's also 11 workbooks, spreadsheets, templates, and checklists in there for you to make things literally as easy as possible. I do not want you to spend time reinventing the wheel and building a welcome package from the ground up, because I spent way too much time on my welcome package at the beginning. I just want to give you these things so you can actually get to running the business and not creating all of the bits and pieces. You're also going to get access to the question and answer vault of past student questions. There's tech tutorial updates. So if anything technology-wise updates that I show in the course, you're going to get an update for that. And you can also get 20% off your first year of Squarespace. Now, here is what you can expect to build and achieve if you join us inside the course. You're going to have a solid business foundation. You're going to have your process, your packages, and your prices figured out. Yes, prices too. I know, the hardest thing to figure out. You're going to have a tried and tested, ready to be implemented marketing strategy. And you're going to have the ability to lock down sales from all the inquiries that are going to be coming your way. You're also going to have the exact knowledge on how to design websites for clients as opposed to yourself, because yes, it's slightly different. You're going to create a long-term automated business success game plan, and you're going to understand what you need to do legal and tax-wise as a web designer, because I know that can be scary. So this is what is happening inside the course. These are the modules. So in module number 1, we're talking about business foundations. That is picking that niche, and yes, I'll help you with it. We're going to talk about building your portfolio, whether or not you have any clients right now. We're going to make you a completely customized web design process. I'm not just giving you, I will tell you my web design process, but I'm also going to show, this is how you customize one that actually fits your life and your clients and serves you. So if you have a 9-to-5 job right now and you don't have time during Monday to Friday, whatever, we can work around that. That's no problem. We're going to create you your packages, and I'm giving you the exact formula on how to price your services. You don't need to question this thing. It's actually very simple. Then we're going to talk in module 2 about getting clients. Yes, I dedicated an entire module to getting clients, and I wrote it down. It is 5 out of 12 hours of this course is dedicated to this module right here. So we are serious about getting new clients. So we're going to talk about getting clients to come to you consistently over time. We're going to talk about long-term and short-term marketing strategies. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of some common marketing strategies. We're going to find one that actually serves you and that you don't hate, because if you hate it, you're not going to do it. So we're going to find you one that you actually like. And then you're going to listen in on guest expert interviews with the biggest names in Squarespace web design and online business. And they're going to share exactly how they nailed their chosen marketing strategy. So all these lovely ladies are inside the course doing interviews with me. And I basically asked them, what is the marketing strategy that booked out your business? Sweet. Okay. They explain it. And then I'm like, okay, if a student wants to take that marketing strategy and implement it, what are the step-by-step situation? What do they need to be doing right now? And they go through that, and they give some amazing tips in the process as well. So super unbelievable module, just that one alone. In module 3, we're talking about locking down sales. So, okay, you got people inquiring. That's amazing. Your marketing's working. But we're going to talk about my rinse and repeat process for holding those free consultation calls. So you know what the heck you should actually be talking about, the red flags to look out for on a consultation call so you don't end up getting the crazy clients. Exactly the steps to take about collecting payments and signing contracts, because if you screw this one up, then you can lose some sales this way, and I don't want that to happen to you. We're going to talk about the one magical file that you need to make your clients feel like they made a fabulous decision. And I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how I use a CRM to automate the entire sales process so that this is not a super manual thing that you need to be doing constantly, but it's actually pretty much taken care of for you. Then in module 4, we're talking about the differences of designing websites for clients as opposed to yourself. So I'm giving you my onboarding process. We're talking about collecting content from clients, keeping the project on schedule, tweaking the design process for clients, what you actually need to know about those tech considerations, do I create it on the site on my client's account or on my account, and why does that matter? It's very important actually. So we go through that whole situation. We talk about setting boundaries. Great thing, boundaries. And collecting client feedback, because if you don't set boundaries around collecting client feedback, they'll drive you up the wall. So we're going to talk about how to fix that problem. I'm going to give you a look at my offboarding process. You can swipe that one as well. And then we're going to talk about keeping your project on schedule. I am very proud to say that I have a 100% record of not having my projects drag on, and I'm going to tell you the tips of how I did that. Then module 5, we're talking about long-term business success. I'm giving you all the done for you templates so you can just take my things and implement them in your business so you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I'm giving you a finance tracking system. It's not like you don't need an expensive software. It doesn't need to be uber fancy, but you need to know your numbers, and I'm going to give that to you. We're going to talk about how to pay yourself consistent salary even if your business income is all over the place, which yes, I mean, if you work for yourself, business income is all over the place. But it's totally possible to sort of even it out for yourself to make your personal finances not a hot mess. And then we're going to talk about balancing design work, marketing tasks, internal projects, and business tasks in the long term. And then in module 6, talking about the big one, the legal and taxes. So we're talking about the 2 things that you really need to do from day one, what you definitely want in your client contract. One of those things, put your link in the footer and make sure that's in there. Business insurance, what it is, why it's a good idea. I know it's not a sexy topic, but it's important. What you really need to know about taxes and how to get help from the legal and tax experts who understand creative online businesses. Now, this module also, I brought in 2 experts because I am unfortunately not a lawyer or an accountant, but I have 2 ladies who are. So these are the girls who have come in, Paige and Morgan, to help us with this module. So they're the guest experts in this one too. Now, there are some bonuses in the course for you as well. So we have live Q&A calls weekly. There are 4 of them. So if you're like, Paige, I need help. Tell me how this applies to my life or business. Like, what can I do in this situation? I'm there to help you in those 4 weekly calls. I also have 10 email script templates. So all of the things, like writing emails can take up your life, but I'm just giving you the template so you don't need to, like, again, reinventing the wheel, not a thing I want for you. I'm giving you my start to finish client process template so you don't need to think about what you're doing. You just need to, like, follow the process, follow the template. Very simple. I'm giving you a little inside information on like what you can expect if you get into the Squarespace Circle or Squarespace Authorized Trainer program. I also just recently added a video on the Squarespace Marketplace and what you need to know about that. And then I'm giving you straight up my customizable client welcome package. It's very simple. I just want you to take this thing and like run with it. So all the information, all the like setup and layout, it's all done for you. You just like tweak it to your business, basically. Very simple. I also have a really sweet Fast Extra bonus just for the friends on this webinar today. So I am offering a 1.5 hour small group mastermind and coaching call for anyone who joins us in the course in the next hour. So hour from right now. And I get emails literally all the time asking me like, hey, can you be my business coach? And I'm just like, sorry, that's not really a scalable offering. So this is literally the only time that I do business coaching. So if you want some business coaching from me, this is a fast action bonus. If you join us in the course within the next hour, you can get inside the small group coaching call, and I would love to see you there. It'll be a Zoom call, except you'll like I can see you, you can see me. It's gonna be great. If you would like to join us, you can head to squaresecretsbusiness.com to enroll. Now, I'm assuming you're asking the question right now, like, okay, sweet, sounds amazing. What's the investment? Good question. So my goal, before we get to that, there's something I want to tell you. My goal is for every single student to earn the investment of this course back with their first client. And let me tell you, this is a very realistic goal. So the average 5-page website from a beginner to medium experienced designer is going these days for about $2,000. So you land one client and this thing has more than paid for itself. So you can join us today for $900, or if you'd like to take a payment plan, we can do that for 4 payments of $275. Now, remember, the website to go to if you'd like to join us is squaresecretsbusiness.com. Now, I just have a couple more student testimonials for you, and then I would love to get to your questions. So this is Sarah. Sarah was in the last class 6 months ago. And so she said, the course itself is great, but the interviews and templates are priceless. After taking the course, I got gutsy and went for the number I really wanted to charge, $2,500 per site. I estimate that I'll take on 2 clients per month, which will net me $5,000 per month. My goal with my business is to get to 10K months. So I'd like to raise my site prices to $5,000 by by the end of the year. Fun fact, back in the day, I did actually personally double my prices from $2,500 to $5,000, and it totally worked really well for me. But anyways, back to Sarah. She said, super excited to pay off my student debt and hang my own paid off student loans notice on my wall. And the reason she says that is because I paid off a $45,000 student loan. I think it was a year and a half of starting my business. And then I took they send you like a letter in Canada in the mail, and they're like, congratulations, you paid your loan. So I stuck it up on my desk beside my wall because I was really stoked about it. So that's why she's saying that. And then this is Michelle. Michelle said, SSB literally laid out every single step I needed to take in order to move into a full-time web design business. Every question that made me feel overwhelmed was answered. Paige provided every spreadsheet, Google Doc, and online tool that she uses to make her business work/grow, saving me loads of time. I'm so glad I didn't have to create all of that from scratch and reinvent the wheel. As someone who is hesitant to drop money at these types of things, I have zero regrets about purchasing this course. If you're looking for a business plan, motivation, and the exact tools you need to grow a Squarespace web design business from the ground up, this is the course for you. I've never been more motivated to make my business work and grow than now. Now I'm determined to make a significant income this year, be able to have flexible hours, and work with and choose the clients I want to work with, rather than taking any graphic web design job that comes along because I'm scared I won't find anything else. Now, these are some celebrations that some past students have had. One of our past students got their first paying client, celebrated. Another past student was a Square Secrets alumni, and when SSB came out, she was like, take my money. Another student found that, so sweet, I must be her guardian angel. She had 2 new requests for websites in the past 3 days, and both are 99% likely to go ahead, and her prices are going up. And another student said that she's taken way more online courses than she cares to admit, but she has to say this one tops it when it comes to the value you get. I'd say you could easily double the price of the course, and it would still be worth every penny and then some. Thank you for your generosity and sharing your wisdom and experience. This feels really doable. So, what you want to do is head to squaresecretsbusiness.com, use the secure checkout, and you can literally get into the course content in a matter of minutes. It's all waiting there right for you right now. So remember, enroll now, get immediate access to all the course content, and you'll also be able to join us for that 1.5 hour small group mastermind and coaching call. Again, literally the only time that I offer coaching. So you probably have some questions, and I would be stoked to answer them for you. So let me change over my screen. Give me a minute. Whoops. Stop sharing. There we are. I'm great at procrastinating. Charmaine. Charmaine, girl. Not okay. Okay. Good. Ida. Oh, yes. Ida, I literally saw this right before I got on. Yes. Ida asked, I signed up for SSB while I was waiting on this live video to start. Can I still get in on the bonus? Yes, Ida, I'd be happy to have you on the group coaching call. That'd be awesome. I saw it was like 9 minutes before we started this. Totally, girl. Happy to have you. That's no problem. Mary, Mary will note that down. Man, y'all make it so easy on me. Normally it's like 15 questions and I'm just like rushing to get through them. So good. If you have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them. I will answer one actually that comes up really frequently. In case you're like mad typing right now. Okay, that's a good one. Micah asked, where can I see your live inside sneak peek of the course that you did on Insta and Facebook live? Good question. Head to my Facebook page. Mary, would you be able to put a link to the Facebook page into the chat? Head to the Facebook page in the videos area. There is the video right there. Yeah, if you head to the Facebook page, the video is in there and they can go see the sneak peek. Any of y'all, if you want it. Do you have your profile updated across social media, Facebook and LinkedIn, speaking to your website prowess and niche? Oh, good question, Colleen. Honestly, I don't use LinkedIn. I think I have a LinkedIn profile, but I don't like use it ever. When it comes to Facebook, my personal Facebook, I think I have like a link to my website in my personal Facebook. And then I have a Facebook page for the business, which Mary just popped in the link there. Or yeah. But to be honest, like LinkedIn and Facebook were never big, like marketing strategies for me. Like my marketing strategy, I'll be completely honest with you. And again, you don't need to do this if you don't want to. But I blogged for my business. That was a thing which I did. And so that was my primary marketing strategy. And I just like went gung-ho on that. And it definitely worked. It definitely worked. It just took a consistency. And again, like I said, like it took, thank God I had that like agency that I was like working for at the time. But it took a solid like 6 months of blogging until I like started getting clients through it. And then once they started coming, like Google is insane. Like so many people are on Google. There was just one of me. And so the number of inquiries that were coming were just like unbelievable. So yeah. So yeah, Facebook and Instagram, like they honestly, like I didn't actually try on those to like promote the web design business, to be honest. Okay, let me see. Oh, I got lots now. Veronica asks, when is the live call? The live question answer calls are on Tuesday and Wednesdays, and I'm forgetting the times. We do have them noted down. If you send us an email, hello@paigebrunton or paige@paigebrunton.com, we can get you the exact days and times of those. They're in my calendar. I just don't know them off the top of my head. But if you can't come to one of the live question and answer calls live, we do have an option where you can like pre-submit questions, and then we take the video and then we pop it into the course so you can watch the answers later. So if that is a problem, then that's actually not a problem. Danny asked, hey Paige, thanks for the webinar. Great content. Hey Danny, happy to help. I have a couple questions. Read the course. I'm in Australia. Does the tax element of the course, good question, discuss only US tax law or will be relevant to me? Okay, so good question. I also know the issue because I'm Canadian and I live in Germany. And so often, yeah, a lot. So the accountant, which I have is like South African American. She lives in South Africa, but she is American. And then the lawyer, which I have, is American. A lot of it is similar between countries, but you will need to search for like how does that apply to your country? So we'll talk about things like contracts and percentage that you should be saving for taxes and that sort of thing. I'm going to give you the basics in the course, and the questions I'm asking, it is like to US specific people. But a lot of that is similar in other countries. The other thing which we do go through in the course is ways that you can get some like free introductory advice on like when it comes to like taxes and accounting and legal stuff. And so that would be worth implementing that strategy in Australia so you get the information specific to you. So yeah, unfortunately I can't. Tax and legal stuff in every country is slightly different, but the primary things are the same. You also asked, is the course Squarespace technical at all? Meaning, do we learn the essential CSS for tweaks, or do you recommend anyone in Oz that can answer really quick CSS questions? I don't know anyone in Australia that can answer quick CSS questions. I don't know anyone. No, there is, if you want to like fully learn it, I'm not an affiliate for this, but there is Meg Summerfield. She's like the Squarespace CSS lady, I would say. She's like kind of like owned that niche. I would say she has a course. I've never taken it myself, but I know that she is like the expert when it comes to CSS. So if you like want to fully learn it, that might be an idea, but I'm sorry, I don't know anyone in Australia who's like CSS person. That's a good question for like I wonder if there's like an Australian business owners Facebook group or something they could ask that in. That might be helpful. Okay. Tara asked, how far down should I niche? Is travel industry far enough, or should I get more specific than that? I feel like if you're the Squarespace travel industry web designer, that's pretty specific to me. So I would say it's a good starting place. I think you could go more specific, but you don't have to. If you were like the spa, if you're like the destination spa website designer or something, that's pretty specific. And that's, again, like, can't say no to that. It could go more specific, but I think it's a good starting place. I'll say that. Yeah. Debbie asks, where did you put your blog to be read? If you go to paigebrunton.com/blog, all the blog posts are there. There's hundreds of them. Let me know if that answered your question. I think that's it. Heidi asked, yes. Yep. Heidi, no problem. Did I do this? Did I read too fast? No, I signed up for both. Yeah. All good, girl. Heidi, yes. We will have you on those group coaching calls. I'd be stoked to have you there as well. For any past student or any students who have already enrolled in the course, because I know there are quite a bunch of you who've already joined us in the past couple days, we're happy to have you on there. Just send us an email, hello@Paige Brunton or Paige@Paige Brunton, goes to the same inbox. Just letting us know that you were on the call, and then we'll be sure to get you in the group coaching call. T asked, did you show one of the floor client templates on your Facebook Live? I thought you mentioned it, but didn't see it. I think the templates and processes are what I'm most interested in. Okay. Good question. I showed the pricing calculator on Facebook. Send us an email and we can give you a list of all the templates. The processes, I will tell you, the process is like start to finish with your client. So that is the process which I'm giving you, which is like first inquires or like whatever, and then like send contract, and then like all the things. And then when it comes to like doing your initial consultation call, what you should be talking about your initial consultation call, the questions you should be asking, like getting the domain, all the things, like it's all listed out for you. That is what the process is. For the list of templates, I need to double check that. So send us an email and we will get you a list of the templates inside the course. Okay. Veronica, I meant the coaching live if we sign up. Can you clarify that for me in the chat, Veronica? Sorry, I don't understand the question. Yeah. Clarify, meant the coaching. There's 4 weekly live Q&A calls. Is that what you're asking about? Danny, you're welcome, Danny. Debbie asked, where would we put our blogs? Do you have a mailing list? I do have a mailing list. If you go to paigebrunton.com/subscribe, you can get on the mailing list. But where do we put our blogs? You definitely want your blog. Some people ask me this question. They're like, should I put my blog on Medium? Because Medium's like super popular for that. Should I have it on my own website? You definitely want it on your own website. 1, SEO purposes. Blogging is huge for SEO, like the best thing you could do, literally. And when you blog on your domain, on your website, and then Google starts noticing like this person highly related to like Squarespace, then you start ranking higher for that thing, which is like amazing for getting clients. And if you blog on something like medium.com, that's not on your domain. So you're not getting any of the Google juice, which is a real issue. So be sure to blog on your own website. Random question. Kenzie, good question. So many. Welcome, Debbie. Random question, but I'd love to know, do you have any Facebook groups or just your Facebook page? I just have my Facebook page. I don't have a Facebook group. Sorry. I'm not actually on Facebook like myself, really. The best thing which I ever did on my Facebook to cut my Facebook addiction was to use the Facebook newsfeed eradicator, if you've ever heard of it, or if you haven't heard of it. If you do want to break your Facebook addiction, it's really great. But I'm sorry, no, I don't have any Facebook groups. I'm not actually personally really on Facebook. Yes, Veronica. Okay, sorry. I understand the question now. Hi, I thought you mentioned in this presentation a bonus of a one-time coaching group call with you. Perhaps I misunderstood. I was wondering what day it would be. Okay, Veronica, no worries. We haven't picked the day for it yet. So how I do that is, now I get it. It all makes sense. I send her an email with a doodle. I don't know if you're familiar with Doodle, but it's like a thing that you can like schedule a meeting with a bunch of different people. And so we do the doodle to figure out like what day and time works for the group. So the day and time of the group coaching call has not been set yet. So if you're in the group coaching call, then you can give your input on what day and time you want to be. Woo! Yay, this is such good news. Tara said, thank you so much for doing what you do. I'm about 25% way through SSB and I feel like it's already paid for itself. Yes, that's the best news. I'm taking a screenshot of that. Thanks, Tara. Stoked to see that. Tara, in like 6 months, when you're like making bank and a full-time designer and you've quit your job, then send me an email because I want to like shout your story from the rooftops. Micah said, do you talk about SEO in the course? I talk about it in relation to, so with the guest expert interviews, I also interview myself. And I talk about blogging, which is highly related to SEO. So I talk about it in that aspect of like how to build your SEO ranking with the blog. If you want like general SEO like settings type things and other like an overall Squarespace SEO overview, other than just blogging things, that would be in my course Square Secrets, the one that teaches all the like information on like Squarespace web design. There is a bundle of both course options if that's helpful for you. So yeah, this one. So, okay, actually that's another thing which I should clarify. Square Secrets helps you build a fabulous Squarespace website that looks nothing like the template, which is really great at converting people who come to your website into clients. Then all the students who took that, they started being like, how do I, like, this is sick. Now I told people that I built this website and they're all like, oh my God, you made that yourself. And then they started asking me to build a website for them and like, how do I turn this into a business? So Square Secrets Business was created literally with those students in mind to be like, here's how to build the business. So Square Secrets teaches you all of the Squarespace things and like the SEO and like the website building things. And then Square Secrets Business teaches like specifically like how to build your own Squarespace web design business. So that's the difference in the two courses. So I talk about SEO in the context of blogging and using that as a marketing strategy in Square Secrets Business. But if you want like general, like how to do like the SEO settings and like SEO your website, that would be in Square Secrets more. Okay, good. Yes, Kenzie, got you. Veronica, thanks. You're welcome. Yes, Raven, you're super welcome. Happy to do it. It's honestly like, I really enjoy it. It's always nerve-wracking before you come on these things. But when you, but when I start doing these, I always have so much fun. Because normally, like, I'm just like shooting content out into the world and there's no like response back. And this response back is very nice. So Raven asked, does Square Secrets teach how to design? I'm not a designer by trade, and I'm not sure if this will prevent me from starting a Squarespace web design business. All right, girl, no worries. Also did not study design in school. So yeah, I taught myself all the Squarespace things. And so so Square Secrets teaches the web design. Square Secrets Business teaches the business. So if you're like not fully confident, if you're like, I'd be kind of nervous to like work with a client, I'm building a website because I'm not fully confident yet, then Square Secrets would be like a really good place for you to go. If you're like, got the web designing down, no problem, I'm an expert at that, then like going straight to the business one definitely makes sense. So kind of depends on your situation. Louisa. I have a friend here named Louisa. Answer. Thank you so much for all the content. You're super welcome, Louisa. Does the bundle include a schedule recommended pace? Yes. Oh, good. Thanks. Happy to say well connect doing so well. Thank you, Louisa. I'll be excited to see you do wonderfully too. Okay, yeah. So in Square Secrets, I do give some specific recommendations on like how to go through the content, specifically when it comes to like actually, starting from the beginning. If you're doing both, I would suggest starting with Square Secrets first, then going to Square Secrets Business. And then when it comes to like recommended pace, so in Square Secrets, I do give sort of like a suggested like do this and this and this, especially when it comes to like using the free trial that Squarespace offers and like how to actually make the most of that and like fully get your website done in that time. And then for Square Secrets Business, there isn't a recommended pace. I mean, if you want to finish it in 4 weeks, which then you would have like the consultation calls, my God, my brain. You would have the live Q&A calls to like ask me all your questions. Then it would be really good if you could split the course content up into like those 4-week periods, that 4-week period, so that you can go through it and like have me answer your questions while you're going through it. So that would be best if you have the time to do it in like, if you can dedicate like 3 to 4 hours a week to Square Secrets Business, then you could finish it in the 4 weeks, and that would be very beneficial. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Oh, love your hair. Oh, thanks. Just want to make sure okay, Raven, got it. Awesome. Let's see if I have any more. Micah said, I'm about to email my first client, but I'm not taking Square Secrets business yet, but I want to buy it, though I've talked to this company a while back. Do you think you could just give me maybe 3 great tips for a quick email? Yeah. The only tip you need, get them off the email and get them on a phone call. Yeah, talk to them, like have your call to action of that email be to get on a phone call and like a free consultation call. If you have, so another tip to go along with that, if you have an appointment schedule like Calendly or Acuity, you can there are free plans on both of those. Send them a link to there and like set your like availability or whatever. It looks, 1, very professional, and 2, is very fast and efficient, which means they're just more likely to book the call with you. So get them on the phone. That's the best thing you can do. And then on the phone, ask them why they're unhappy with their current website, what they want to see differently in the future. Answer all of their questions, like just be genuinely really helpful. Like they might be confused about like, can you do this on Squarespace? You're like, I don't know, how much does it cost? Like all of the things, just like answer all of their potential questions for them. And then explain your web design process to them. So figure out your web design process if you haven't yet. Explain the process to them so they feel really confident, like, oh, this guy's got a plan. So clearly he knows what he's doing. Because yeah, you don't want your client to really like run the process because that just looks like unprofessional and is probably going to drag on way longer and just like generally is not a good thing. So figure out your process and then walk them through the process as well. So yeah, my suggestion for that email would be like, get them on the phone. Oh, and if you don't have an appointment scheduler, then like absolutely be like, I can talk on Monday to whatever from this time to this time or this time to whatever on Tuesday. So you make it like super easy that they can just like pick a time and like send you their number and whatever, then you give them a call. So yeah. Those may be my tips for your email. Okay, sweet. I think I've gotten to all of them. Da-da. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good luck. Send me an email afterwards. I'm curious to hear how it goes, Micah. Okay, cool. So good. I've been a graphic designer for over 20 years and I work in other applications. Biz application, potentially apply or build the other. Sorry, Colleen, I'm reading your question. I've been a graphic designer for over 20 years and I work in other applications. Would the Biz application potentially apply or help with those other Biz applications? Oh, Colleen, I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. Oh yeah, related, people are asking questions about timeline. You have the content for life, so you can do it like as fast or slow as you want to. But I would suggest if you can do it in 4 weeks, that's really beneficial because we have the 4 live Q&A calls. And so then you can get your questions answered, which is really useful. Oh, I'm really thirsty, sorry. Micah also asked, one other thing, I know this is probably talked about in SSB, but how do you come across when you tell a client that you build your sites on Squarespace? How do I come across? I don't know. I say like that's my specialty. I just explain why I love it, which is why most people love it, which is like it's all in one, super convenient. I never have to deal with tech meltdowns. I don't have to update the thing ever because Squarespace headquarters just takes care of that. And I just, yeah, like I pretty much explained, like if you don't have a developer on your team or an IT person, you're like a real small business, like this is literally the best option for you. And that's why people go with it. And you can do all of the things included. Like if you ever want to start creating content, like a blog, or if you ever want to sell a product through your website, like physical or digital or gift cards or anything, or if you want people to schedule appointments with you, like all of those things are just built in. So you don't need to add on all of these extra things. So if people ask like why do I just do websites on Squarespace, I just give them my like honest answer of why I love it, and that's pretty much it. I have a question I'm typing now. Okay, Heidi. Let's wait for Heidi. Yes, Micah. Yes, you are. When I see the email in the inbox that goes, Micah enrolled, I'm going to be like, yes, Micah. Heidi asked, do we get unlimited access to Squarespace templates as a Squarespace designer? For instance, the woman who was building templates and upload to Pinterest, how does she build them without current access? Do we get unlimited access? Okay, so can I answer what I think I understand? I don't understand current access. That's the thing which I'm questioning. Yeah, Angie! Whoop, whoop. Good job, Angie. Okay, I think you're asking about how do you build Squarespace templates? No, do you get access to Squarespace templates? Woman who's building. Okay, so from Big Cat Creative, what she did was she built like mock websites. So mock website is like, access anytime. How did she build them without access anytime? What she did was she just took a normal Squarespace template. She built a website. Like when I say mock website, it's like, it's a real website. She built the thing. She designed it. She did all the tech and everything, but she didn't make it live. And then she could just take a screenshot, like a full page screenshot of the website. And then she could use that as like a portfolio piece. And then she could like pin that to Pinterest. So that's how that worked. So, do you get unlimited access to Squarespace templates? All the templates that like Squarespace has, I want to say there's like 75 of them now. Anyone could get access to those. So we still have to work. Okay. So we still have to work within the 2 weeks. Good point. So, technically the 2 weeks is actually 3 weeks. Fun fact, if you get to the end of the 2-week trial period, they send you an email being like, hey, you can extend for another week. So it's actually 3 weeks, just so you know. But anyways, yeah, so you would want to build it within that time period. Otherwise, then you have to pay for the plan, which is, you don't want to do that to just like build a portfolio piece. So yeah, when you build those, like if you build a mock website for your portfolio, you definitely want to do it within the trial period. Yeah, or Micah, that's a good point. Once you become a Squarespace Circle member, you get 180 days. And I think you need 3 live websites, Squarespace websites, in order to get access into the Squarespace Circle, which then gives you 6 months or 180-day trial periods, which just makes it a lot easier. Like if you have a web design project that you're working on with a client and it doesn't need to go longer than 2 weeks. If it's going longer than 2 weeks, I want to rethink your process. But then it just made it a lot easier for web designers who have like a 2-month process or something, to not have to deal with like having their client pay for the website before it was actually finished. So yeah. Okay, sweet. Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I think that's all my questions. Let me just double check that I got everything. Yeah, I think so. Sweet. Okay, good. I think I got them all. Yay. Okay, you're welcome, all of you. This was wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Stoked. Yay, you're super welcome. Micah, good luck with that client. Get that person on a phone call. Sweet. You're so welcome. I wish you all a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was wonderful. And yeah, best of luck. If you decide to join us in the course, oh yeah, important. SquareSecretsBusiness.com. Be like Angie. She already joined, which is super exciting. And then come join us on that group coaching call. Okay, so it looks like another like half an hour that you still got if you want to join us for that. So yeah. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day all. Bye.